course beyond space and also relative existence versus absolute existence. So before trying to understand beyond space, we should first know what is this relative existence and absolute existence. And in relative existence also there are two layers, two broad layers. So let's discuss, first of all, let's discuss what is relative existence and absolute existence. See, as the terms indicate, relative means in relation to others. Relative existence means that you are existing in relation to others, which means others may be the people around you, that means the relationships, whatever family relationships, or if you are in the office, at your workplace, the colleagues and your friends, relatives, so whatever, all kinds of people that you are related to in some way, that you are related to, you are interacting on a daily basis or weekly basis or monthly basis, whatever, that you are interacting offline, online, whatever. Or you may be a fan of some celebrity, that is also comes under people, other people. And you have your conditioning, it may be religious conditioning or some other kind of conditioning, and your ideas, prejudices, beliefs, faiths, whatever it is, whatever you have filled your mind with, whatever you have filled your mind with, all those are relative only. So from people to things, and your attachments, identifications with people and also with things, properties and all those things, wealth and all those things. All these are relative things. All these are relative. So are you existing in relation to others? That means, are you existing with these things only, with these relative things only? This is relative existence. Now, second one is absolute existence. That means, if you put away all these things, whatever it is, from people to things to whatever, it is nothing but to understand in a better way, just a deep sleep state. When you are in the deep sleep, you are not aware of your own body mind also. So that is nothing but absolute existence. Of course, that there you are unaware or completely unconscious, but you need to be conscious. That's what meditation is all about. No? That's what the practices and the meditation practices, spiritual practices are all about. Especially the meditation is about no mind state, no thought, no mind state, but you are fully aware or fully conscious. So that means that is the absolute existence. That means only you without these things, without so deep sleep state with that consciousness. So that is the absolute existence. So not a relative existence. Absolute existence means you are not existing in relation to others. Just the existence itself, that is the absolute existence. Now, I said in relative existence there are two levels. First of all, as much as possible, you should be with the absolute your whole life, your whole day. Stay with the absolute. That means in the background, you are rooted in that absolute. I am saying you should be rooted in that absolute and do the daily things. Involve with other people, with other things, and your transactions and all those things. If you do, you won't be much affected. You won't be much affected with all those relative things when you are rooted or established in the absolute. Okay. Now in relative, you have to, so this is absolute. You should be rooted in the absolute. This is fine. This is given thing. We have to know that thing first of all. Now when you are dealing after establishing in the absolute, when you are dealing relative things. Actually, after you are establishing the absolute, rooted in the absolute, you will deal relativity in a better way, without too much identifying with that and too much worrying about those things, because your original nature is the absolute existence. Now, so here we have to discuss two things in relativity. When actually these two things. One is more a problematic thing, but if you are establishing absolute, then it won't be a problematic thing. Understanding that is important. What is the reason? In relativity, you are, as I said, people or your ideas, beliefs, or some other properties and all those things. You are involved in various things, from mind level to external level, mind to body level to mind level to internal level to external things level, people level, external people level. You are involved in various things. All this we are calling as a relative. Now, if you are just doing your own thing and involving with people, that is one kind of relativity which is natural to everybody. Second one of relativity is out of this relativity, these things are what? Comparisons, comparing with others, what they have, what this person has, what that person has. I don't have this, I don't have that. This kind of comparisons. Envy also, comparisons. From comparisons, envy arises, jealousy arises, hatred arises. All these things will be there. That is one thing. And another thing is peer pressure also, group mentality, peer pressure. All this comes under these things, comparisons only. Out of peer pressure, you are comparing. Out of group mentality, you are wanting to do something which you are not good at, or which you don't like, or which you are not, which is not your thing. Actually, that's not your thing. But out of peer pressure, out of group mentality, okay, they are doing, these are doing. So out of pressure, you are doing that. So that is arising from relativity only, but it is in a negative context. It is taking you to the negative thing. That's why for all these things, in order to not have comparisons and jealousy, and out of comparisons, this jealousy, hatred, envy, and all those things, in order to stay away from them, okay, in order to not let them to attack you, in order not to let them to attack you, those things, and peer pressure, group mentality, all these things also, comparisons, all these things, you have to be established or rooted in the absolute. Okay, so first understanding the absolute and relative existence, and in relative also these two layers, and absolute existence is crucial. After this, if you are doing, and if you understood this deeply, and you understood your absolute nature, and you keep away all these things, all unnecessary relativity things, especially the negativity of comparisons, jealousy, hatred, and group mentality, peer pressure. If you take away all this from your mind and stay absolute and just do what is needed for your life, for your survival, or whatever the jobs you are involved in, if you are doing your work without comparison. See, let's take a person who is living all his life through comparisons, envy, jealousy. That person has that, this person has this, so I have to earn more money and buy this, buy car, buy land, these things. If he is doing in comparison to others, that is a wasteful life. That is a poor life. There is no life quality in that. If you do by yourself, okay, I want a car for my ease of doing things, to go from here on, or I just want to drive a car and I enjoy it. That is the absolute I am saying. That is the absolute. That means out of your own nature, your own desire, you may call it desire also. There is nothing, there is nothing wrong to have desires also. Of course, desire to moving from desire to desirelessness in spiritual terms, in meditation terms, that's a different thing from moving from desire to desirelessness. Because desire is the root of all problems. So we should be do what is needed and be desireless at the internal mind level. That's a different topic altogether. That has to be dealt separately. But here, basically, everyone has some desires. Okay, nothing wrong in that. But is that your own desire? I just want it, but or is it arising out of comparison, out of jealousy? If it is arising out of comparison and all those things, then that is kind of that's a poor quality life. I am saying, as a wasteful life. Don't live by comparisons. Don't live by looking at others. I am saying, don't live by looking at others. What other persons have or do not have. Don't look at that. What is needed for you? What is required for you? Or what you are desiring? Have that. Try to have that. No problem. Desire to desireless. That's a different topic altogether. Let's not get into that here. So that should be your own desire, your own need. If you want to fulfill it, fulfill it. Or if you want to leave it, leave it. That's not much important to me. I have other important works to do. Then you go with that. So I am only saying, first of all, you are caught in relativity. You are not aware of your absolute nature also. You are caught in relativity. That itself is a problem. Again, in relativity also, you are going into this negative kind of things which you want to say, which are hindrances to your freedom, peace, and happiness. You won't live happily, peacefully, joyfully with these kinds of negativity kind of things, from comparisons to peer pressure and group mentality, and from there jealousy, hatred, envy, all these things. So if you are free from all those things and you are trying to establish yourself in the absolute nature, in the absolute existence, which is nothing but all this put aside, what is left, that is the absolute, that's all. That's the pure existence itself, pure joy. Okay, and of course peaceful also. So that is the what to say, absolute existence. So understand this relativity and absolute, relative existence and absolute existence. So this is one level. After understanding this, I will take you to the understanding of beyond space. What is beyond space? And we also talk about beyond time also. Okay. But this just try to understand what I have said till now. Absolute existence and relative existence. You have to what to say. Just listening it is not a spirituality or this kind of life education is not like any other discipline. It is not like mathematics, statistics, science, physics, chemistry. This is not a only subject kind of thing, only discipline kind of thing. You should not see that way. You should see, because it's an internal thing, no? You should take it as an internal thing, not like a learning some subject or learning some course. Don't think like it. It is your life, your understanding, and understanding of the life. So what is this life? What am I? What am I? What is this? Why am I existing in relation to others? Is there anything absolute within me? So this kind of inquiry is necessary. Deep inquiry is necessary. Deep inquiry, look into yourself. Again, don't look at others. Again, after coming into spirituality, also there is comparison. Okay, this person has this kind of experience, that person has that kind of experience. I don't have any experience. So again, after coming into spirituality and all those things, also don't compare. So just inquire what is my relative existence. I mean, with whom am I involving? With whom means not only persons, with those ideas and all other things also. So what is that holding you? I mean, what is important to you? In your relative field, relative existence field, what is this? You are attached to some people. You may be attached to some persons. So think about that. So if that person gets hurt or if that person dies, nothing wrong. In pairing this way is nothing not at all wrong. If that person dies, how am I affected? Then you will understand, okay, this person has something. If I hear some bad news about this person, some ill health or some death also, okay, I will be affected too much. That means I am attached to this person. This kind of inquiry you should do. Then, so why is it necessary? Why am I saying is, first of all, understanding. First of all, because it will be different for different persons. So first of all, understanding your relative existence is important. After that, putting aside everything, your attachments identification you should reduce. There shouldn't be any attachments and identification. Just involve and just think it as a play. It is a play and you are playing your role. You are playing your role as a, if you are a man, as a husband to your wife, or father to your children, okay, boss to your employees, or if you are an employee, I mean, if you are boss to your employees, or if you are an employee, you are an employee of the organization to your boss. So like that, this is our relativity. Relativity means two are involved, two or more persons are involved. Relativity means, but whereas in the absolute, no two. In the absolute, no two, no three, no four, no two. No 2 means what is remain? 1 is remain, 0 also remain. Don't go to negative numbers, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. They are kind of imaginary numbers. Okay, that is for the subject point of view, we have that. So we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So no 2 means no many, no 2 means we have left with 1 and 0. So absolute existence is, take it as 1, no problem. Why we say 0 means, when we have all this in the relative existence, when we have all these things in the relative field, if there is only one means you only. You are saying I, no? That I is you only. That is only one. You are the one. So when you are the one, there is no relativity. There is no two, no? When two comes, that means the other person came. Okay, along with the other person or other idea or other cons, whatever you are attached with, your property, your wealth, whatever it is. The other came. When the other came, it is two. Others are many again. That's it. 3, 4, 5, 6 and many. Okay. So absolute means 1. But why we say 0 also means, why 0 is important means, you are absolute, okay? Keep yourself aside first for a minute and take all the relative, that means 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, many, 2 to many. Now I am saying, in order to come to the absolute, there shouldn't be these relative things. There shouldn't be others. So when there are no others, we are already said when there are no others, that others is zero. Other is zero, but you are there already. So make relativity zero, and your absolute becomes more evident to you. That is one. So okay, you are the one. That one absolute existence, get rooted in that, get established in that, and play the relative. Enjoy the relative. Claim, pleasures, pains, good, bad, everything. Just play. And that's why we say, no, take good and bad equally, take pleasures and pains equally. So look at that with equanimity. That's why we say equanimity. When you are established in the absolute only, when you are established or rooted in your more and more established or rooted in your absolute existence, the relative becomes play to you. Then you can see everything with equanimity. Then you aren't affected by the relativity things. That means the others things, whatever it is there, people or whatever your properties wealth and all. If you get a loss, you won't be affected much. If you get a profit also, you won't be excited much. And if you if any person dear to you in the relative sense, close to you, gets ill or gets affected or gets dies, if they are dead, you won't be affected much. You do whatever is required, you will do. You may miss their presence for a few days and all those, few days or months, depending on how much you are attached. That's why that too much attachment and identifications are not good with people or with things also. It's not at all good. That's why you have to be established in your absolute nature, right? And play the relative. Actually, one more thing I want to say. In the beginning, I gave the example of what is absolute means. Nothing but kind of deep sleep state, because there are nothing there. But in the deep sleep state, you are not aware of your own body mind also. No? Now that is the crucial point. Why? Because when we say absolute, and when we are saying relative and others and relative, what you are thinking is, in your absolute you are including your body mind, and in others you are including all other things and all other people, as we discussed now. From your ideas to beliefs to and the people you are connected with, related with, and also maybe your properties and bank balance and all those things. Those things are relative you are seeing, and other people you are saying those minds, those persons, those bodies are others you are saying. But I am saying, in the relative, please include your body mind also. Don't include your own body mind in the absolute, because in deep sleep there is the in the deep sleep there is your body mind. That means that is also relative. Okay. So this is the basic understanding of absolute and relative existence. So in next video, this will be continued in a more detailed way and in a deeper way. The discussion will be in depth. Okay.